You've been learning English for years. You can hold conversations, watch shows, even write emails with no problem.
But deep down, you feel stuck, like your English isn't improving anymore.
If that sounds familiar, you're not imagining it. Many advanced learners hit an invisible wall, and it can feel frustrating.
Today on the English Story podcast, we'll explain why this happens and how to break through that fluency plateau for good.
Let's level up together. Welcome back to the English Story podcast, where real growth doesn't stop at Fluent. I'm Hope.
And I'm Mark. Whether you're listening during your commute, on a walk, or just taking a quiet break, we're glad you're here.
Today's episode is for the advanced learners out there. You already sound fluent. People compliment your English. You can read, listen, and respond without too much effort.
But inside, you know you're not improving like before. It feels like your progress has hit a wall.
First off, this is totally normal. It's something almost every advanced learner goes through. It's called the fluency plateau.
And the good news? It's not the end. It's just a signal that your brain is ready for a different kind of challenge.
So if you're ready to push past that invisible wall and start growing again, we've got 3 powerful strategies to help you do exactly that.
Let's start by looking at what this plateau really is and why it sneaks up on so many of us.
Let's talk about what we call the invisible wall, or the fluency plateau.
It's that strange place where your English is good enough, so everything starts to feel automatic.
You understand most conversations. You can express yourself, but something's missing: growth.
That's because your brain has become comfortable, and comfort isn't where learning happens.
Exactly. The same vocabulary, the same sentence patterns, the same topics. It's like your English has gone on autopilot.
Here's an analogy. Imagine lifting the same 5-kilogram weight every day. At first, your muscles grow, but after a while, nothing changes.
That's what's happening in your brain. You're repeating what you already know. And repetition without challenge equals no new development.
But don't worry, the plateau doesn't mean you failed. It just means your brain needs a new kind of workout.
And in the next part, we'll explain why input alone won't get you past the wall, and what your brain actually needs to improve again. At the beginning of your English journey, input was everything. Listening to podcasts, watching shows, reading books, it all helped you grow fast.
But at the advanced level, just consuming English isn't enough anymore.
Why? Because your brain gets really good at recognizing patterns it's already seen. It becomes efficient, but it stops changing.
In other words, you're just strengthening what you already know, not building new connections.
This is where neuroplasticity comes in, the brain's ability to change and grow.
But here's the key. Plasticity is only triggered when you feel mental discomfort, when your brain says, wait, this is new, I need to work harder.
That means if everything feels easy, you're probably not learning.
And that's why we need to move from comfortable input to deliberate disruption to shake things up and break the plateau.
Coming up, our first strategy to do just that. And yes, it starts with doing the things you usually avoid.
Strategy 1. Deliberate discomfort.
That means doing the English tasks that make you uncomfortable, on purpose.
Let's be honest, most of us avoid what we're not good at. Maybe it's fast accents, maybe it's formal writing, maybe it's speaking without fillers.
But that's exactly where your growth is hiding, right behind the things you avoid.
Here's what you can try. Listen to a podcast with a fast native speaker and try to repeat it.
Record yourself answering a debate question, then play it back and listen critically.
Write a short formal email or opinion piece in English, even if it feels awkward.
When you struggle, That's your brain building new connections. That's disruption. And it's exactly what you need.
Fluency plateaus break when you challenge your habits, and you don't need to be perfect, you just need to lean into the discomfort.
Here's your prompt for today. Do something that feels just beyond your English comfort zone.
That one step could open a whole new level of growth.
Next up, we'll show you how to practice smarter, not harder, with something we call the 1% rule. All right, strategy 2 is called deliberate practice, and we love to use the 1% rule here.
Instead of trying to speak more or practice harder, the 1% rule says improve one small thing every day.
It's about intentional effort, not just chatting randomly, but focusing on a target.
For example, use 3 new connectors in today's conversation.
Summarize a 5-minute podcast out loud.
Record a 2-minute reflection using advanced phrases or idioms.
When you track progress like this, fluency becomes measurable. You can actually see yourself improving.
And it's less overwhelming. You're not trying to become fluent all at once. You're just growing 1% better each day.
This is how athletes train. This is how musicians master technique. And yes, it works for English too.
Next, let's talk about the feedback that fuels all this growth and how to use it to your advantage.
Strategy 3. Create feedback loops. Because growth doesn't just come from practice, it comes from reflection.
If you never get feedback, you keep repeating the same mistakes. But with the right feedback, every mistake becomes a micro lesson.
So how do you get feedback? Record yourself and listen back.
Ask a teacher or language partner to review your speaking or writing.
Use AI tools to analyze grammar, clarity, or vocabulary.
Here's a powerful technique. Keep a language journal. After each conversation or writing task, note down what felt unclear, awkward, or new.
Then turn those into targets. Next time, I'll use a stronger transition. Or I'll replace that basic word with something more natural.
This builds a loop. Try, reflect, adjust, try again.
It's not about perfection, it's about progress, through smart feedback and tiny corrections over time.
Now let's wrap things up with a mindset shift that will keep you moving even when it feels like you're not.
Here's the truth. Plateaus aren't failures. They're signs that your method needs to evolve.
You're not stuck, you're just repeating what already works. But growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone.
Fluency isn't a finish line. It's a moving target. And the fact that you're here, listening to this, that means you want to keep leveling up.
All it takes is a shift in approach. Embrace discomfort. Practice with intention. Create feedback loops.
Let's go over some key words and phrases from today's episode. These are perfect for advanced learners like you.
See if you can use a few of these this week, either in writing or conversation.
Fluency plateau. A stage where language improvement slows or stops despite continued use. Example: she hit a fluency plateau after years of casual conversation.
Neuroplasticity. The brain's ability to change and form new connections. Example: challenging tasks trigger neuroplasticity and deeper learning.
Deliberate practice. Focused, goal-driven training to improve specific skills. Example: deliberate practice helped him master academic vocabulary.
Comfort zone. A mental state where things feel easy and familiar, but growth is limited. Example: staying in your comfort zone prevents you from improving.
Feedback loop. A system of receiving information, making changes, and trying again. Example: She used feedback loops to improve her writing tone.
Self-assessment, judging your own performance to identify strengths and weaknesses. Example, he does regular self-assessment after every speaking session.
Disruption. An intentional break in routine to stimulate new thinking. Example, disruption helps your brain avoid automatic responses.
Autopilot, doing something automatically without thinking. Example where speaking on autopilot limits language development.
Micro lesson. A small focus learning point from a mistake or correction. Example, each vocabulary error became a micro lesson for improvement.
결신을 어휘한다 with purpose and focus, not by accident. Example, fluency requires intentional language choices.
Pick one or two of these and try to use them in a real context this week.
Remember, real fluency grows when you speak like you're thinking, not just translating.
You've come so far. Now it's time to challenge the system and grow again.
So here's your challenge. Which of these 3 strategies do you need most right now? Tell us in the comments.
And if this episode spoke to you, share it with another advanced learner who might be stuck too.
Make sure to hit subscribe so your fluency doesn't freeze here, because we've got more tools, tips, and challenges coming your way.
Until next time, keep learning, keep leveling up, and keep going.